Greetings gastronauts, this is Keith Cooks, I'm Keith, and today I'm going to show you how to make a wonderful warming winter soup from Scotland, Cullen Skink. Now it's a bit of a weird name, which apparently comes from its origin in the fishing village of Cullen in the northeast of Scotland, and skink, a kind of corruption or borrowing from the old Scots name for a soup or broth made from shin of beef. How you get from beef to fish, I don't know, but they did. Anyway, very easy to make, quite quick, totally wonderful. So let's do it. Okay, ingredients for the Cullen Skink. I've got 500 grams of smoked haddock, I've got 500 grams of potatoes, I've got a large onion, and I've got half a litre of fish stock, or you could use chicken stock, 300 ml of milk and 200 ml of cream. Now these can vary. I'm using cream to give a richer soup, or you could use all milk, or you could just use water, but milk is more traditional. And I've also got a bunch of chives, which is also not really traditional, but you know, chives and fish go really well together, so I'm doing it. And if you can't get smoked haddock, any kind of smoked white fish will do in a pinch. So let's get going. And continuing the Keith Cooks tradition of forgetting to tell you about a fairly vital ingredient, I've got a big knob of butter. That's about 50 grams, 2 ounces. So first thing to do is prep the spuds. I need to peel them and chop them into cubes about 1 centimetre, half an inch. And then we need to peel the onion and chop it into small bits. I'm going to melt the butter in a large pan. I'm doing this in one pot because this is basically a peasant dish, and I don't think they'd have lots of frying pans and different pans. They do it in one pot. So just throw in the onions and stir that around, get them nicely coated, and we want to let those cook for about 5 minutes till they're softened but not browned. Now we'll add the spuds. Just stir those around, get them nice and coated in the butter, and cook for a couple more minutes. Okay, now I'm going to add the fish stock, or chicken stock if you're using that, and the milk. I've got the heat on quite low. You don't want it too hot when you're cooking with milk because it might curdle. Now we'll just lay the fish on top of that to cook for about 5 minutes. So this looks about done. You don't want to overcook the fish at this point, but you can see there it breaks apart quite easily. So we take all the fish out and set it on one side. So now we just need to let the soup cook until the potatoes are tender, which would take probably 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to throw in some chopped chives now, and I'm going to have a little taste. Oh, that's wonderful. I don't think it's going to need any salt because the fish itself is quite salty. Right, the spuds are nice and soft. I'm just going to add in the cream. Give that a stir. And now flaking the fish, it should fall off the skin very easily. And that's basically it. So, here we are. A wonderful Cullen Skink. And I'm trying very hard not to call it killing skunk, because that's what normally happens. So we just slap a pile of it in a bowl with some soup around it, and just throw some chives on it to make it look pretty. And let's have a taste. Oh. That is fantastic. And that's that. Hope you enjoyed it. Now please share it with all your friends on social media. Subscribe to this channel, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and don't forget the amazing website that has all the details of all the recipes. And thank you for watching. Come back soon.